The roar of jet engines pierced the desert silence as a U.S. Air Force F-16 fighter jet ignited its afterburners at an undisclosed air base in the Middle East. Flames shot from the exhaust as the aircraft accelerated down the runway, glowing like a meteor about to break the sky. Within seconds, the fighter was airborne, banking sharply as it climbed into the night sky. The pilot, callsign Viper 2, had received the launch order just minutes earlier. This was no drill. Intelligence confirmed a new missile launch site by the Houthi rebels in northern Yemen, posing an immediate threat to Allied forces and shipping lanes in the Red Sea. Orders were clear: neutralize the site before it became operational. Satellite imagery showed sophisticated Iranian supply systems hidden among civilian infrastructure. The situation was rapidly escalating, and a swift precision strike was essential. As the jet disappeared into the darkness, ground crews and commanders watched silently, knowing this mission could shift the regional balance. Iran, closely monitoring the event, was about to be caught off guard. Back at CENTCOM headquarters, a tense silence filled the command room. Real-time feeds from surveillance drones, satellites, and AWACS aircraft painted a detailed picture of the battlefield. U.S. and coalition leaders had debated for days about the growing Houthi threat, but this new intelligence made action unavoidable. The Houthi rebels had grown bolder in recent weeks, targeting international vessels and claiming responsibility for multiple drone attacks. Behind the scenes, Iran was accused of providing advanced weaponry and logistical support, further destabilizing the fragile region. The U.S. response had to be sharp, undeniable, and strategic, symbolizing both a tactical blow and a message of deterrence. As Viper 2 approached Yemeni airspace, mid-air refueling operations were completed flawlessly, thanks to a KC-135 tanker flying nearby. With full fuel and a payload of precision-guided bombs, the pilot received final clearance to engage. The coordinates of the target flashed across the cockpit display. HUD systems locked in, and the jet dipped into a stealthy low-altitude approach to avoid radar. Iran's military watchers were stunned as news of the incursion broke. On the ground in Yemen, Houthi commanders scrambled. Their early warning systems picked up an unidentified aircraft approaching fast, but too late. Viper 2 released 2 JDAM bombs guided by real-time GPS and laser targeting. The explosion rocked the valley, lighting up the night with a flash seen from miles. The missile launch site, command post, and nearby ammunition depot were obliterated in seconds. Secondary explosions confirmed the destruction of stockpiled weaponry, believed to be Iranian-made ballistic components. Civilians in the nearby town, long caught in the crossfire, watched from rooftops as flames engulfed the rebel stronghold. The U.S. had made its move, decisive, clean, and unannounced. Iran, expecting a slower diplomatic response, now faced a shocking reality. Their covert supply lines and strategic bets on proxy warfare had been exposed. The aftermath was already spiraling into global headlines. The F-16 banked hard, activating its countermeasure systems to dodge any retaliation. But no anti-air missiles were launched. The Houthis had been caught flat-footed. Viper 2 rejoined a squadron of support aircraft, all programmed to exfiltrate quickly under electronic cover. U.S. Navy ships in the Gulf reported full radar control of the airspace, ensuring a safe exit route. Pentagon sources confirmed the mission's success just minutes later. The strike was hailed as a technological triumph, made possible by the seamless integration of satellite intel, drone surveillance, and AI targeting systems. Iran, monitoring the situation via regional proxies and intelligence channels, was visibly stunned. State media struggled to contain the narrative as video footage began circulating online. Some showed the burning wreckage, while others caught the distinct sound of the afterburners streaking across the Yemeni night. In Tehran, military analysts rushed to assess what the strike meant for their influence in the region. Iran's foreign ministry quickly issued a condemnation, calling the U.S. strike a blatant act of aggression. But international response was largely muted, with many Western allies expressing support for the operation. Behind closed doors, Gulf allies privately applauded the bold move, viewing it as a necessary check against growing Iranian influence. For years, the Houthis had served as Tehran's extended arm in the Arabian Peninsula, disrupting maritime trade and threatening regional stability. But this surgical strike sent a clear message. The U.S. was no longer willing to tolerate proxy escalations. Military analysts compared the strike to previous limited operations, noting its precision and minimal collateral damage. The F-16's flawless execution demonstrated not just military might, but a renewed American resolve. As satellite images of the destroyed facility spread globally, Iran's sense of invincibility began to crack. The message was loud and clear. Strategic patience had its limits, and the sky was no longer safe for hostile ambitions.